Good morning. Welcome. My name is Drake, and this is Touching the Edge, and I'm glad that you're here today. I'm glad that you're here today because I know that we can make a difference today. I can make a difference in my life, and you can make a difference in yours. And if we do make a difference in our lives, there's really no telling how far that can reverberate, how much of a difference that can be. Yeah, I've just been really feeling, and it's not the first time. I really felt it, years ago when George Floyd was murdered. um, but ever since, and even before that, I was really feeling this hostility building between human beings. It reminds me very much of when I was growing up. I grew up in an area that had a lot of racial conflict. Grew up in an Irish American community, and I also spent time with my cousins in the projects and saw a different kind of real heat there, a real sort of rage in those projects as well. And so that was when I really got my practice going. I didn't feel safe anywhere. I didn't feel really safe anywhere. And didn't have any mentorship. And what happened for me is that one day, when I was about 14, I sat down and I'd already been studying meditation, reading about it for several years by that point. But one day when I was about 14, I sat down and I wrote down every single thing I could imagine the man I hoped to become would be doing that day. I mean, I wrote down everything I could imagine. I mean, little meticulous things. And I began to track how often I was doing those things. Continued to study because I was in the grips of such intense emotions. My emotions felt like God to me. Being afraid felt like God to me. I was consistently sort of imagining what bad might happen. And so, as time went on, though, I continued to work and I continued to study, and I found out some things about transformation that I want to share with you. So I would like to suggest that it takes 40 days of consistency, of real consistent focus in order to interrupt a habitual pattern. It takes 40 days. However, in order for you to cement a new pattern, it takes 4 full months. So we have to be consistent for 4 months in order to create a transformation within ourselves. Now, I've done this process. It's a game that I play with, that I developed in my life, throughout my life, and I've done this process, and I work it in 4 month long increments. Really, I really aspire to be very, very exact within that 4 months and have integrity within it. I don't lie to myself. If I'm not doing the level of that I feel like I need to do, I will disrupt it and start over again. So 40 days to interrupt a pattern and 4 months to create a new one. And this is one of the most important elements right now to me because in shielding ourselves from this intense negativity that we see floating around, to shield ourselves so that we don't imbibe it and end up, ourselves caught up in it. We have to have a goal, a mission in life, and a mission that really commits to what you really value. As I've said many times, my values are kindness, compassion, joy, and positive indifference. And so all the practices I do have those values as a committed purpose. And so I'm looking to keep kindness alive. When you see people being unkind, and when you see this madness that's occurring, and I mean it's happening all over the world, a soccer game in Mexico when both fan bases suddenly attack each other. A man who attacked someone in a gym just recently in Australia clearly did it on purpose and slammed this other individual in the head with a heavy weight. The conflicts that we see going on in America and how bitter people are and unwilling to listen in any way, just always on the attack. Of course, conflicts in Syria and Ukraine, this incredible madness that's going on in Ukraine right now. So I want to suggest that we live in a web of mutuality. Those elements affect us, but we can also affect the world by being committed to moving towards a mission that makes a difference. When you are moving towards a mission, you're different just in the way that you move, the way that you are in the world. Most people don't have an abiding mission that stays in their mind even when things are going off. So Seeing what is going on in the world, recognize that we need to do better. And us needing to do better, and it is us because we are only one family of humanity. We need to do better, and that starts with me, and it starts with you. So consider just listen to that. Just be aware you can change your life, and I'm so glad to support you in doing that. So anyway, I just wanted to give you just a little bit of insight into my own way that I structure my practice. Of course, it's much more in depth, but I just wanted to scratch the surface. I'm going to ring the bell. Listen carefully. Remember, if you're in a room full of irrational people, don't assume that you're not one of them. The most important thing to do right now is ground and calm and move towards a positive goal. I bring my hands into prayer position and I bow to you. Namaste.